Hi, how you doing? I know this is hard to believe, but I really don't watch video of other people. But every once in a while, I get on my feed because I'm a YouTube nut. I'm trying to fix my clothes dryer right now. But every once in a while, I get on feed and somebody comes up, um, you know, different things. Well, last night a guy came up about using medicine balls, and I'm sort of the medicine ball guy. We started using them um, off the field. Okay, uh, my AD caught me with blocking shields an off season several times, and then I said, okay, well, we're going to use medicine balls for blocking shields, and we started to realize that it would keep your hands close. Okay, now I had for quite a while before that taught lift. Okay, and we always talked about the V, and eventually the V, we talked about the angle of the elbows, okay, hooks, okay. Now, last night I saw a guy doing this on a video, and I think the video was like 4 years old, and it had like 2,000 views or something like that, and had like 45,000 likes, and I was like, what the hell? Guys are making all these videos and stuff, but I'm not here to criticize that guy. I'm talking really about my logic for what we do. Again, I noticed we started doing this at UMass in I think it was like 92 or 93. I noticed I had two guys that never fell down, and they all blocked underhand like this, or both of them blocked underhand. Um, we started to coach. Actually, they were kind of blocking like this. Okay, and we started coaching that because it was pretty good. And we noticed that lifting brought your feet. In other words, you can't lift something until your feet come underneath you. Okay. So we started talking about, instead of pushing, we talked about lifting. Okay, and we taught that, went from UMass to Lafayette, taught it to Damian Rabluski, and I gave him a video of the first medicine ball stuff, and he immediately transferred it to, okay, you can hit the ball from underneath to get that lifting motion. But here's what I want to talk about. We eventually, I went down to visit an NFL guy years ago. I think around 2010. I was at Elon already for 2 years, and we talked about the mechanics of it. And my concept was the hook. Okay, we had already talked about the V. We didn't want to do this. We wanted to do that. And if you look at the medicine ball, that V shape is almost natural. And the idea of the medicine ball, of course, was to have a small target. So if you tended to flare or do anything like that, you'd miss. Okay. So we wanted to, number one, we wanted to uncouple our hands. We didn't want to flail rather, and we wanted to make sure that we hit something. One thing I shoot guns now, and the one thing I realized about guns, you can shoot all the bullets you want. If you don't hit the target, it's not worth it. So the idea was not to do a bunch of this and to hit the target. But we never really talked about doing it like this. I had one friend of mine was doing this stuff, but there's some mechanical issues there. So we naturally, this is too long, this is too short. When I say too short, it's very strong. Okay, the lever is that long. I mean, it's very strong, but you just can't get to the target. Okay, you got to remember this thing represents the defender's chest. Okay, and if you're like this, if you can get in that tight, yeah, I'll have at it. That's great. He's not a very good defender. Okay, this mechanically is a disadvantage. Okay, the lever's too long to have strength. Now you can feel a lot of strain. You feel it in your back. You can feel it, and this will bring your feet. But this was sort of like an in between. And we talked about playing long, and that meant Well, I can certainly see my hands here, but it's too long. I can't see my hands here. Right here, I can see my hands. I can see my hands hit the target. I've gone over this stuff before, but I just want to reiterate, okay? And why I don't say double under, I say hooks, because I want to make hooks, okay? And the way I explained it to this guy down in when I visited, it's like pulling a fish out of the water. Here's the boat. You got to reach around the boat a little bit and pull the fish out of the water. Okay, you're not going to pull a fish like that because you're going to fall in the pool. And this is too far. It's too heavy. Right in here, right in between that 90-degree angle. And remember, this represents a guy's chest. Okay, this is this will get him off the ground and it'll bring your feet. There's no question. All right. But what we realized was that we wanted to hit this guy at 90 degrees. Well, his chest, if he's a good defender, his chest is about 45 degrees to the ground. So if we're hitting him at 90 degrees, that's perfect. Okay, it's a perfect deal. And then eventually we went to okay, we're gonna when I don't have a guy in front of me, I want to get to him, and then we realized that this hook, if you co-contract this thing and make it into a hook, it's just as strong, and you can add the other hand. Okay, and if you have to change and then shove him, okay, push him, plow him, okay, if you have this guy from the side, he's not fighting you, so he's easy to overcome. Now I've redone this stuff a number of times, and I don't know who watches me. I don't know whatever, but I'm just talking about why the logic of it, why I don't say double under anymore. We're actually flipping. It's like we've got a wheelbarrow and we're flipping it over and dump it. Once we get that wheelbarrow stood up, okay, we want to now we do want to shove it. We do want to tear it, okay? But this was the neutral deal, and it is a shorter lever. You have to have bicep strength. You have to have tricep strength. You have to have bench press strength. I don't know, reverse grip bench presses. I don't know. You just have to have strong muscles because remember those muscles have got to they can't collapse when you add the big hip. Okay, and what one foot because we've only got 2 feet, one foot has got to fight pressure from the defender, and foot has got to get him off the ground. Now we know that we can get off of we can flip somebody from with with the front foot and the back foot's just fighting pressure going backwards. Okay, when we add torque, we can root both feet because we're at angles. Everything's angular momentum. Okay, it's angles to levers. That's all it is. I know guys say, "Oh, it's too scientific." It's not scientific. Here's the lever. Okay, I hit him in the chest. He goes like this. I hit him from the side. He goes like this. He's a lever. He's a wheelbarrow. You're a wheelbarrow. If that defender gets his hands on your chest, you're going backwards. That's the way it is. Okay. Our whole idea was to add force at an angle to his force, or actually, even if he's at 45 degrees, you're adding an angle to his lever. Leverage is advantage. Levers are tools. Okay, when we say advantage, we mean if I got to block this guy and the ball's going this way, I got the advantage. If I got to block this guy and the ball's going this way, he's got the advantage. That determines my technique. Okay, that's leverage. Levers are tools. Okay, they augment force. Okay, they augment force. And almost all tools work in circles. Here's my hand, it's a circle. This distance stays consistent no matter where I move it. Okay? It ain't, you know, people say, oh, you're too scientific. Yeah, and then maybe, I don't know. I don't think so. I was an English major, sort of, for a while. Bye.